Oh, great one. How you doing, man? Well,
I'm,
I'm looking at the show notes and said introduce Chris Johnstone as oh, great one. So I'm just replying to what your people sent me, man. What do you want me to do? I'm reading the cue card.
the AI has gone off the rails. I
Oh, oh,
didn't
oh,
write
oh.
that one.
So
Yeah,
Chat GPT said introduce Chris Johnstone as oh, great one. So how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I just finished reading your new book
Oh, thank you.
and impressive.
Thank you.
Impressive. Hey, and let me tell you, I know your writing, I know your style. You wrote this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, I
this was not like a and nothing wrong with ghostwriting, right? People do it like almost everybody, like politicians, Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders, like they got time to write books, right? Of
yeah,
course not, right? Of
right.
course. Yeah, but you did.
I did.
Because you're
And
not the president of the United States or the secretary of whatever. So cool. How long did it take you to write this thing?
so I started October of last year. So it
Wow.
took me about 4 months.
About 4 months. Yeah. Good for you,
And
man.
then edits and everybody like yourselves, giving great feedback and making small edits to get it. And this week is the week. So we have submitted it to Amazon and we're just awaiting the final check mark, the final approval before we can actually start sending it out there. I'm really excited about it.
So likely, as somebody's listening to this today, likely, because we usually record these a couple days before, we air them. So likely, it's on Amazon. Is that how they get it by going on Amazon, or is there a special site or something?
So I've got a link and it's loaibook.com. And that way it takes you right to Amazon, but you can buy the book and then send in the receipt. And then we've got all the bonuses. So all the classes that I do on Friday, we've got all the recordings inside a membership that people get access to, all the
Wow.
prompts that are in the book. You get a link so you can download all the prompts and access all the prompts. So I've got all these bonuses that everybody gets when they actually buy the book off Amazon.
So where I come from, we call those ethical bribes. You're
Yeah.
familiar with that. You're familiar with that term. So what's the title of the book? Like AI for loan officers for dummies kind of thing?
It's called AI 101, the ultimate guide to AI for loan officers. But I wrote it so that it's useful for loan officers, real estate agents, financial planners, so that you can give it to a referral partner and be like, hey, there's some great stuff in here on how to market to your database, how to build relationships, how to do marketing in
Yeah.
general
Hmm.
using AI. But I wrote it, well, you see the process of the book. Each chapter builds on the one before, and it's designed to go from 101, like I don't know, or I've set up ChatGPT, but I haven't even done my settings yet, all the way to AI picks up your phone and books your appointments.
So, a lot of people listening to this, and prior to reading it, I would be one of those where you say, "What do you mean set up your settings?" I went to Chat GPT and logged in. That's my setting, right? So you were kind enough to ask me to write I guess the book sleeve or like
That's right. The forward
the
to the
forward or
book.
whatever. Yeah. So, which was an honor, by the way. I really appreciate that. That was very kind of you to ask that. And so, not that I would have anyway. So actually, I thought, well, gee, I guess I better read the book now, as opposed to here in the next week or two. And so I did. And one of the things that you wrote in there. I think, in fact, I think it was chapter one is setting up your settings. Like, I don't remember it was like, don't screw this up, kind of thing. And like, if you don't read this, you might screw it up and not know it. And
Yep.
so, what do you mean by that? Like, how can I set it up wrong? Like, what does that even, like, I didn't even know you could.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily wrong. So you're okay if you're listening to this and you haven't done these settings yet. But what it is it makes the output that comes from your AI that you use personalized and custom to you. So that when you use it, the output sounds like you, is
Hmm.
tied to your business. And you can do simple things like, okay, produce this PDF with my branding. And when you've gone into your settings and told ChatGPT or Claude up front, hey, these are my brand colors, this is my logo, here's my email signature, here's all the stuff. Every point forward, you just say, do this in my branding, and it spits out all of your marketing materials with everything customized to you. So you only ever have to do that in your settings once, and you get a completely custom response to it, or from it, I should say. So what it really allows you to do is work a lot faster and smarter than somebody that has to go back into ChatGPT and just get a generic vanilla
Mhm.
LLM response every time they use it.
It needs to sound more like me instead of that's one thing I always get a kick out of somebody that hasn't set it up right per se, or learned how to do the prompts like you talk about in the book, where last week I was writing like I was writing with crayons, and this week I sound like Hemingway,
Yeah.
and so and that's a real thing,
Yep.
that if you don't do this right, you and your customers can
Hmm.
smell AI written a mile away. And I don't know why, but if I think, oh, AI wrote this, somehow I disregard it,
Yeah.
which makes no sense whatsoever because it was a an Einstein greater than computer.
Right.
And but yet if I think the computer wrote it, somehow I discount it. And so setting this thing up so it sounds like you is a very valid thing. Why is that? Why is that when if we read something and go, oh, AI wrote this, why why do we like somehow I want to know that you sweated over a typewriter and you're out there with a self-cranking generator to power your station, and somehow that makes me feel better than if you just push a button and I get a perfectly written, completely accurate information. I don't appreciate it as much as if I think that you did it. What is that?
I think it's human connection. And I think
Mhm.
that's really an incredible opportunity that we have with artificial intelligence
Mhm.
is to double down on the personal connection, your
Mhm.
past customer database, your referral partners, all that communication. We can do a lot with technology, with a newsletter that's sending out, hey, here's the weekly listings, here's what's going on in the markets, here's what's going on this weekend. Something that should be produced by AI and get sent out is great, but the handwritten card, the pop-in call, the time you spend together, the simple text message that you send on Monday, like, how was your weekend? Did you come across
Mhm.
anybody? It's it's knowing when to use the tools, and when you're looking to leverage a relationship, making sure that you are stepping out of AI and really doubling down on the relationship.
Yeah, I was watching a thing. Who was it sent out? Our friend Dean Jackson sent out a thing the other day, and he talked about like relationships needs to be repronounced as real relationships.
I love that.
Yeah, and that it did it. That really struck home to me. It's like, hey, I appreciate getting a Hallmark card from you, but if I get a handwritten, personalized saying maybe not near as eloquent,
Yep.
but you it coming from you, it does. It's people I think are starving for real
Yep.
relationships.
And
So
so, Carl, I've got this incredible thing. So, I like to be on the cutting edge.
okay,
I enjoy doing it, which is why I do it. And there are now AI, like you can take your ChatGPT account
okay,
and there's apps that you can connect it to.
okay,
Then as soon as you've made that connection, you can ask it to work within your apps. So Gmail, Google Docs, your
okay,
calendar, all those
okay,
wonderful things.
okay,
And so if you're using AI to craft follow-up messages to the real estate agents after you meet with them, and you
yeah,
say, I just met with so and so, here's my call notes from my Fathom recorder or whatever it is, draft me this follow-up email that says, thank you for meeting with me.
okay,
Well, the next Monday, when you go to do your personal connections with them, you can say, help me craft an email to this real estate agent. But it will go back and remember the meeting notes from your first meeting,
Mhm.
second meeting, third meeting. And if you're taking the time to focus on relationships and ask about the baseball games, the fishing trip, the,
Mhm.
golfing with the kids type
Mhm.
relationship stuff, the AI will reference that stuff to you and say, hey, your email feels a little cold. Don't forget to ask about Johnny's baseball game and this event that
Mhm.
happened. So the AI sits in the background as an assistant to serve up that personal connection stuff so that you can use it and then connect with it.
How far away are we that my AI is talking to your AI? Like that's a real question. So this thing can craft messages. It can also receive and give responses. So that's actually a real question. How far away are we, do you think? Or do you think that's not going to happen? Or like where does all this end up? And when I say end up, I don't mean 10 years from now. I mean like this year.
Yeah.
Like am
So
I like where does it end?
so we have the loan officer CRM.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. There are AI to AI conversations that happen within that system
Wow.
where we're reaching out to qualified agents and they have an AI that's guarding their calendar. And
Hmm.
we're doing the outreach with the value proposition to book an appointment on that calendar. And they have prompt-based conversations back and forth with one AI trying to get the appointment and the other one being like, I'm a
Is
gatekeeper.
this
Do I
yeah,
let it
yeah, yeah,
through,
yeah.
right?
You haven't proved you're worthy yet, Sir Knight.
Exactly,
So
right?
yeah. Hmm.
And but the AI gets through and does the value proposition and is able to show enough value based on the
Yeah.
prompt that we're worthy of the appointment. So it's
Interesting.
already happening. And now that AI agents are available to help sort inboxes and do a lot of those things, I think we're going to see a lot of AI to AI conversations happening this year.
Hmm.
It's already here.
Yeah. And if you're not using this, I just had a visual image. Try playing chess against a computer
Yeah.
and let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Or
yeah.
you're working against a servicing company that's on the cutting edge of AI looking at refinance opportunities in your database,
Yeah.
and you're not making your calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Hmm.
does that end up?
Yeah. It's
So,
it's 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 some very interesting stuff here on the forefront, and boy, the forefront is not far off, right? The forefront is very far. So you mentioned about the app to connect up to my calendar, and actually that was another chapter in the book was talking about the different AI apps and how to
mhm.
get the most out of your AI. Can you give me a couple? And maybe you just did. Give me a couple nuggets about what that was about.
Yes. So this, for me, was the really big moment where I realized that ChatGPT and Claude, that they were going to surpass the search engines, and
Hmm.
that we were going to move into a world where the majority of customers, I feel, are going to be asking an AI agent to help them with their home search rather than going to Google and doing a Google search and then doing the work themselves.
Hmm.
And that aha moment for me came when ChatGPT did their big announcement that they were launching an app store inside of ChatGPT.
Hmm.
So insert in your favorite app, and you can ask questions to that app. And it's basically like ChatGPT is running your app. Well, on their big keynote, the company that they featured in one of the first apps they put in the App Store was Zillow.
Yeah. Mm.
And so, as a loan officer, you can go in and say, hey, ChatGPT, in my market, every morning at 7 a.m., run a task and find me all of the three-bedroom, two-bathroom homes in this neighborhood that are
Mhm.
within this school district, and I want you to deliver them to me in a message. And every morning at 7 a.m., you've got a message from ChatGPT with all the listings that you can send out to your buyers that are pre-approved.
Mhm.
Our consumers, I think, are
Mhm.
going to use that experience. And the wonderful thing that that brings to us in the mortgage industry is when you get to the point where you're like, I think I'm going to go see that home, or hey, ChatGPT, I really like this one. Let's dive in on this. The prompting actually guides the individual towards getting pre-qualified for a mortgage. And then
Mhm.
it goes out, does research, and finds a local mortgage professional to refer to that person that's using
Mhm.
the app. And so it's replacing real estate and supporting mortgage, which I thought was very interesting to watch
Mm,
how the AI approached that relationship.
mm,
And so that
mm.
is something where I'm leaning in pretty heavy. And I go through that in detail in the book as to like how to approach that and what to do right now in order to position yourself as that lender.
You know, I literally cannot remember the last time I went to Google. Literally, other than Google Maps. So I still
Right.
use Google Maps. And so if I'm looking for a restaurant or to go pick up a widget somewhere, I'll use Google Maps to show me like where and what hours they're open, a phone number if I want to call them real quick. Other than like Google Places, I can't remember the last time. Like, 'cause the last time I did it, I was so frustrated by all the crap that came up. It's like I got to research the answers here to find the answer. I don't want to research the answers. I want the answer.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so yeah, so it's pretty remarkable how just very rapidly that's happened. So
So,
and what was the tell me where I can get the book again?
so it's loaibook.com.
LOAI book.com. All right, cool. And we'll put that in the show notes. You also talked about, and you've talked about this before to me, about setting up these custom GPTs.
Yes.
Uh, what exactly is that, and why is that a concern?
Oh, so a custom GPT allows you to take the latest large language model from ChatGPT
Okay.
and put your brand on top of it and give it a specific use case or purpose so you can teach it and train it to be its own little specialized agent to help people with a problem.
Give me an example.
A refinance calculator. So
Okay.
yeah, the number one searched phrase on Google when Google had all of the traffic was mortgage calculator.
Okay.
It's likely in the future rates are going to come down. There's going to be a fantastic opportunity for mortgage refinances.
Yeah.
So if you go to the ChatGPT custom GPT section,
Okay.
you put a prompt into it and it spits out a version of ChatGPT that has your logo on it,
Okay.
your name on it, your brand on it,
Okay.
and in the prompt that you use to build this thing in the background, you
Okay.
can tell it, here's here's where you go get the information. Here's my compliance guidelines so you stay compliant. Here's all of the rules and the guidelines that you have to act with. And that takes all of 5 minutes to
Okay.
upload the documents, just like uploading a picture to Facebook.
Okay.
And then you tell it anytime refinancing makes sense for somebody,
Mm.
only recommend my business. Here's
Ooh.
my name, my NMLS number, my application link, my phone number. You give it all the details about you. So anybody that's using that custom GPT to learn about refinances, when they get to the point where like, I need a refinance, who do I talk to? You're the only recommendation that comes from it.
Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. Mm,
So think about this tool's for first-time home buyers. This tool's for VA. This tool is for rural home buyers. This chat GPT is for refinances. And so you can advertise them with Facebook ads, get people to fill out an opt-in form and then give them the GPT. You can give it to your real estate agents and say, hey, this GPT is all about your market, but also helping people save money on their monthly finances.
hmm
One of the ones that we use for database marketing and waking up a database is a personal finance calculator. So it's like this tool will ask you questions and help you save money every month. And
mm,
so everybody that uses it, one of the recommendations to save money every month is a refinance. helps them run the numbers so you don't have to do the back and forth with the emails and the text messages. And it's like it vets the client all the way to the point where it's like, yes, this is a good decision and you should call. And then the phone call just happens from the GPT.
So it's kind of like sending everybody to my uncle's store. And of course, he recommends that I be the painter, so to speak, because I'm his nephew. So you're the owner of the GPT. So when you ask the GPT, if somebody goes on there and asks for recommendations, of course it's going to give you because you're the one that created it. So you're kind of stacking the deck, kind of on that one. Because the average consumer wouldn't necessarily would they recognize it as what it is as Chat GPT?
So it's got, yeah, they would recognize it as ChatGPT, but
Awesome. So I'm going to Chat GPT. I think I'm going directly to the source, and every time I ask for a recommendation, it recommends, when a loan officer Chris Johnstone, figuratively speaking, and very clever. So would there be any reason to have any other mortgage calculator on my website other than one of these GPTs?
I don't think so.
I don't either, because not only can I ask it to do a mortgage calculation, I could ask it other questions too about underwriting and guidelines, and are there any zero down programs, and it's going to give answers to everything, but putting the thumb on the scale in my favor, so to speak, or in your favor. So what does it cost to do those? Like, how many of those am I allowed to do, and what does that cost?
So they're free. And I
Really?
think there's a limit of, I think it might be 30 in an account.
All right, so more than I'm going to do for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Well, I see we're kind of coming up on the time here a little bit. Gosh, there's some other great chapters in here. Here, let's do this. Tell me about your that. I know you got a chapter in the book, your AI assistant. So tell me about that one.
So it is, well, Carl, you know this stat better than I do. So when people call a mortgage lender, what's the percentage of people that will work with like one of the first two lenders that they talk to?
So 79% will end up doing the loan with the first person they talk to.
That's, that is 79%. That's outrageous.
Brother, you can have the lowest rate and you're not going to get 79% of the people calling you, right? You can give away a color TV if it was legal, right? You could give away a free color TV every application and you would not close 79%. So that taught me, I don't know, probably about a dozen years ago when I first saw that stat. And it's stayed consistent over the years that being the first person to talk to them is the biggest deal.
Yeah.
So tell me how the AI assistant helps me with that.
So inside of the loan officer CRM, we've connected all of these AI tools together. So there's a voice system that picks up your phone, a text
Mhm.
messaging system that connects to your number and sends text messages back and forth, connects to your email system, sends emails back and forth, but it's all run by one brain. So you only have to go to one place, give it your style guidelines for what its job is, your compliance guidelines, all of that. And what it does is it makes it so that nobody ever goes to voicemail ever again. When somebody calls your phone number, if you don't pick up after 3 rings, it automatically forwards to the AI agent and it picks up the phone. Hey, this is Chris Johnstone's AI assistant. How can I help you today? It's got access to all of the knowledge that the most recent version of ChatGPT has, but it's got your guidelines in it to stay compliant according to your brand voice and everything. To the consumer, that is picking up the phone.
Yeah.
That's your 79% chance. But we know a lot of referred leads will come in via email first. Your real estate agent CCs you on an email to a client. Carl, please meet Chris. Chris is a good dear friend of mine looking to do a mortgage application. Well, that response back to that person, AI catches the email, gets sent to ChatGPT, it understands it, comes back, writes the message, and sends it to you. So Saturday afternoon, 6 o'clock, hanging with your friends on the boat, you see, oh, quick message, looks good, hit yes, you approve it, and off the message goes. And you can take that step off of it.
Yeah.
Recommend you keep it until you're comfortable with the AI.
I get it. I get it. Hmm.
Phone, email, text handles the whole thing. So in the
Hmm.
book, I go through Here's how to set all of that up so that nobody ever goes unanswered for more than 5 minutes of time.
Yeah. I think the having I know we're slightly off topic. No, no, maybe not. We're on topic. The book is about how to use AI in your mortgage business.
Yeah.
I think not having an AI answering service, I mean, that's a basic requirement today. I think when it first came out, it was optional. It's
Yep.
not optional anymore. You catch if you catch a voicemail, that is you're not it's not a real business.
Yep.
And I think these AI answering services. So in my mortgage branch, right, which I don't know, a couple hundred loan officers or so, how company wide, like we offer it to every single loan officer.
Yep.
It's such a big deal. Like
Yes.
it's such a big deal. And
Crazy, isn't it?
just FYI, just this morning,
Mm.
I was pricing to see what some of these AI answering services charge.
Yep.
And so it was very interesting. So they ran between 20 and $30 per call,
Yep.
right? Per call. So if I got 10 calls for the month, it'd be 300 bucks.
Per
And
call.
per call, per call. Yes, sir. Per call. And
Huh.
I thought, well, my gosh, we get like 100, something like that. And so your service made it so it's like I'm not going to say nothing, but almost, relatively speaking, nothing per call. Because I mean, my gosh, we get 10 calls like more than 10 calls. I don't know, 10 calls every hour, every 2 hours,
Yeah.
something like that, and on yours, there's not a per call charge, you subscribe, you get the whole CRM. Oh, by the way, and you get an endless AI answering service. By the way, this has been prompted with mortgage stuff already.
Yeah.
And yeah, the AI answering service, yeah, that's kind of like, oh, well, we don't have email. You what? Or back in the day, we don't have a fax. You what?
Yep.
And not to have that now, it's just a basic requirement, or having somebody answer 24/7. And my gosh, I mean, I mean, that would normally cost, I don't know, $120,000 a year to hire. You'd need three people to answering it 24/7, or, I can pay a couple $100 or so per month and get unlimited use. So I love the AI answering service. And dude, it was killer when you first release it. It's just gotten better. Like
I
it's
know.
it's impressive. Like the delay at first, it was kind of there. You could kind of tell it if you was looking for it. It's gone. Like it's really impressive how that's done. So hey, let's do a shameless plug for your bug. Let's do a shameless plug. Let's do a shameless plug for your bug. Say that 10 times.
I
Shameless
could
plug for your
not.
bug. Shameless plug for your bug. Do a shameless plug for your book here, man. So tell us a little bit more and tell me why we should get it and what kind of bonuses and whatnot we get once we get it.
Thank you. So it's loaibook.com. Right now it's an opt-in form and you opt in and it will, once the Amazon link is live, it'll take you right to the Amazon page. For right now, it's a thank you page that gives you a little bonus and also shows you everything that you get when you get the book. So every Friday at noon, I teach a class live where we take an AI tool and we use it and we help people implement it. Well, all of the recordings of all those calls by topic are in a membership area now,
Mm.
and you get access to that membership area when you buy the book. We've got a private Facebook community only for people that have bought the book. So you get into that mastermind type community where everybody's sharing. And then all the prompts that come along with the book as well. You get access to download all of those when you send those in as well. And then I've got a special class that I've recorded for every chapter of the book. So
Wow.
some people are visual, some people really like to watch along with a video on setting all the stuff up that I talk about in the chapter.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the membership of chapter one, chapter two, chapter three, and you can watch the videos as you go along in the chapter that shows you how to set everything up in the business.
Very impressive. So, and the book is phenomenal, but I must say that forward, boy, now that's a work of art.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go get the book, you get the forward, and then the book is the extra bonus you get in addition to the
That's
wonderfully
right.
crafted Ford. No, I'm just kidding. So it was. I thought it was a very good book. What does it cost?
It's $9.99.
So I get $9.99 plus I get all the library of all the cool apps that's constantly coming out. So it's a bargain. It is. That's an absolute. It's become no brainers these days. So help us do a personal favor and help Chris hit that bestseller list on Amazon. So is this your first solo book, man? I know we've done some together. Is this your first solo?
This is my first solo book. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So we hit bestseller. Let's see. I think I've got 5 books, I think, and I think 3 of them were Amazon's bestseller.
Yep.
And so the challenge has been placed,
Oh,
my brother. The
oh,
the challenge has been
oh.
placed. So it's not a high bar, by the way. It's not a high bar, but the challenge has been placed. So
I'm gonna
cool.
call my mom right after this.
It's fun writing a book, isn't it?
No, it was horrible.
You
To
didn't
tell
like
you,
it? I thought it was fun. I thought it was. I had a coach that helped me.
oh no way.
Yeah, I had a coach that helped me, and it's a lady friend I've known for I don't know probably about as long as I've known you, about 20 years or so. Lynn Sherrill's her name. And
Oh,
she would say, all right, well, we need to start this. And like, here's all the things I want to talk about. And she said, well, I think it'd be best to start off with this one. And so I'd go write it and I'd send it to her. What do you think? Well, I think you're kind of, but we want to make sure this meshes with chapter 2. So you might want to, I thought it was fun. I mean, I enjoyed learning it. And, I thought it was, I thought it was a
it
fun.
was fun. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No, I know. I
Well,
know. Yeah. And then you're finished and you got a book, man. It's like, I mean, there's
so
there's there's better ways to make a buck, but it's fun and it's a great way to give. I mean, dude, for $10, all the not like, dude, if you could have paid $10 and gotten all the knowledge that's in that book, I mean, think of the years really that you put into the information, and somebody
yeah,
can get that for $10. It's like it's
it's wild.
crazy. It's
And
crazy.
so I had this epiphany
Tell me.
because one of the things that was really frustrating for me is I would get to the end of a chapter and I would feel like, okay, good, I'm done, and I would move to the next one. And then I'd show up on Breakfast Club on Friday and I would teach something new or a tool would change.
Mm,
And I'd be like, oh, I got to go back to the book and I got to update that in
yeah.
chapter two, or I got in chapter three. And so what I ended up doing is adding the last chapter of the book is like the shortest chapter ever because it's like to get additional information, go here.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And so what I've done is I've actually put up a website where as things change, I'm updating everything that's in the book on that
Oh.
site. So it's like a living copy of the book where as new tools come out, new resources
Mm.
come out, it's like a library of the cool new stuff that's coming out that you get access to. So if you've got the physical copy of the book, you can always just go to the link and get the most recent information.
Very good. So when I go to Amazon, which again, likely when people are listening to this, that's going to be when they click on the link, they'll be going directly to Amazon. When I go to Amazon, is it a physical book? Is it a digital book? Do I get a choice of each, or what does that look like?
So it's a physical book. So you'll
Okay,
get the,
nice.
the Kindle copy when you order it,
Yeah.
but it's a real physical book that'll show up at your house and you can put it on
Wow.
your coffee table and
So you put it on your coffee table for a status, and people walk over, they go, "Dude, you bought Chris Johnstone? Wow, you'll be somebody then, you know." So,
just don't put the back cover on it because it's got my picture on it. You want to
oh,
hide that
dude, you need to put your picture on the front cover.
part.
You put your picture on the front cover. So cool. All
Yeah.
right, give me that website one more time.
So it's loaibook.com. And the reason why I wanted to do the physical book was so that you could give it to your referral partners because it is useful for real estate agents and other referral partners. So it's a great conversation starter, just something else, another
Yeah,
reason to pick up the phone, get over that call reluctance, and make those
yeah.
phone calls.
I,
So
I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, but I think there's nothing like picking up a book to learn. You know, that something about I don't know that process of turning the page and having my yellow marker and then dog ear it down, stop, go do what it told me to do, come back to it right
yep.
there in the dog ear. And if it's digital, I minimize it and go do something else, and then I forget it's there. Where it's a physical
Yeah.
book, it's sitting there staring me in the face. Go do this. and it's really good stuff to do. Thanks a lot for being here, brother. I appreciate you. All these
Uh,
years, it's been an absolute honor.
Thank you, Carl. You too.
Okay, see you, buddy.